Next, we have to find the gravitational field due to a uniform spherical shell. Already we have found the gravitational potential due to spherical shell. Here, this is the shell which has mass m and radius a. This radius is shown here. O is the center of the shell and P is the point at which we have to find the gravitational field. Mass is distributed over the surface of the shell and it is a continuous distribution. So we take differentiation and integration method. For that, this shell is considered as divided into the elementary rings, and we take an elementary ring here shown by this green color. This ring makes an angle theta at the center with the line OP, and thickness of this ring makes angle d theta. So we can find the radius of ring as a sine theta using the trigonometry which we have done earlier, and this a d theta is the width of ring. So elementary mass of the ring will be mass by total mass is the m of the shell, and total surface area of the shell is 4 pi a square. Then multiplied this is the mass density, and it is multiplied with the area of the ring. This is the 2 pi r, that means circumference, and radius is a sine theta. So this gives the circumference, and multiplied with the width, that is a d theta, we get the total area of the ring. So it gives elementary mass. On solving, we will get 2, a square will be cancelled out, and simply we get m by 2 sine theta d theta. We have to replace this sine theta d theta in terms of z. For that we use trigonometry cosine rule. We know cos a equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc minus a square by 2bc. Similar formula is applied here for theta in triangle OAP. Cos theta will be equal to r square plus a square minus z square by 2ra. And on differentiating, which we have already done in the topic of gravitational potential due to uniform spherical shell, we find sine theta d theta is equal to z dz by ra. And when we can replace this here, and we get m by 2 into z dz by ra. This is the elementary mass of the ring. Now, due to this elementary mass, we have to find the elementary field. Field due to a ring with mass m and radius a at a point P, which is at a distance r, is given as E equal to gm oblique z square into cos alpha. Cos alpha is the angle made by the line joining the point on the circumference of the ring with point P, and length of this line is z. So using for this elementary ring, we will have dE equal to g dm by z square into cos alpha. Substituting a value, z dm is m by 2 into z dz by ra, and remaining is 1 by z square. And now we have to put the value of cos alpha. This is the angle alpha. So cos alpha from trigonometry we can write it is, using the cosine rule, it will be z square plus r square minus a square by 2zr, and we substitute here. it will be z square plus r square minus a square by 2zr. And now we have to solve it. So it will be gm by this g and m, this 2 and 2, this is 4. One of the z will be cancelled. Remaining is r square a into z square into dz into z square plus r square minus a square. So it is equal to gm by 4 r square a. We take this z square inside the bracket and it will be z square plus r square minus a square by z square and dz. It is equal to gm by 4 r square a, and we can write it as 1 minus a square minus r square by z square dz. Now to find the total gravitational field, we have to integrate it. In integration, constant term are taken out, gm by 4 r square a, and remaining is 1 minus a square minus r square by z square into dz. This on integration gives gm by 4 r square a into z minus a square minus r square is constant, it will be taken out, and integration of 1 by z square is minus 1 by z. So we can say it is gm by 4 r square a z minus plus a square minus r square by z. Now we take the cases for this spherical shell. Case number 1, when point is outside the shell. That means point P is laying outside the shell. In that case, as we have done earlier, our limit of integrations will be r minus a2, and this is the extreme point. This will be r plus a. These limits will include all the elementary rings so that it gives total gravitational field because of the shell. So E will be equal to limit gm oblique 4 r square a, as we have already evaluated it, and now put the limit z plus a square minus r square by z, and z lies between r minus a to r plus a, and we have to solve it. Gm by 4 r square a, put the limit here, it will be r plus a plus a square minus r square by r plus a. This is the upper limit minus lower limit r minus a plus a square minus r square by r minus a. Opening the brackets, this will give r plus a plus, here it is a square minus r square. A square minus r square can be written as a minus r into a plus r, and this a plus r will be cancelled out, remaining a minus r. So it is a minus r, then minus of r minus a, and this is the minus of, again it is a minus r into a plus r, and a r minus a is cancelled out, so it will be minus of a plus r. So we will get gm by 4 r square a, this r and r cancel out, 2a minus r plus a, and opening this plus, this is plus a plus r, and terms which get cancel is this. So this will give gm by 4 r square a into 4a, and this 4a will get cancelled, it is equal to Gm oblique R square. Hence we can say gravitational field at the external point of the spherical shell will be Gm by R square. It is very similar to the formula of point mass. In point mass, gravitational field due to mass m at a distance r is Gm by R square. Now take second case when r is less than a. That means point is inside the spherical shell. If this is a spherical shell, center of the spherical shell is this O, and there is a point P inside this cell which is at a distance r from the center. Radius of this spherical shell is a. As we have done earlier while calculating the potential, we can say that limit is for point x and y are, this is a minus r and other is a plus r. So we will integrate for these limits. Our formula was gravitational field was Gm oblique 4r square a z plus a square minus r square by z. This is the formula we have using. Now we have to put the limit if the point lie inside the spherical shell from a minus r to a plus r, and we solve it. It will be Gm by 4r square a, put upper limit a plus r plus a square minus r square by a plus r minus, then lower limit a minus r plus a square minus r square by a minus r, and simplify it. We will get, it will be a plus r plus this a square minus r square can be opened as a minus, the factors are this a minus r and a plus r, and a plus r will get cancelled, remaining is a minus r minus, and in this bracket it is a minus r and a square minus r square we have already factorized it, and a minus r will be cancelled out and remaining is a plus r. Term will be cancelled out, we cancel. Here r will be cancelled. So it is equal to Gm oblique 4r square a plus a that is 2a minus here again a plus a that is 2a, and it is 0 because this is cancelled out, it is 0. So we can say gravitational field inside the spherical shell is 0. So we combine the result that gravitational field ER equal to Gm oblique R square. We have calculated Gm oblique R square. It is the value for R greater than A, that is points lie outside the shell. It is equal to 0 for R less than A, that is the inside the shell, and at surface we can say it is Gm by A square. So we can draw a graph representing ER with respect to R. This is the radius A, R equal to A. Then maximum value of the gravitational field is at the surface, that is Gm by A square. This is the maximum value, and for R less than A it is 0. It becomes maximum at R equal to A, and after that at R greater than A it reduces. So it is E proportional to 1 by R square. Here E equal to 0.